is no media. It's pure software, set and forget, software as a service. Recovery. Anybody on the line who's been involved in having to rebuild their data environment from a catastrophic data loss incident knows that that can be a 2 or 3 or 4 day affair using tape-based backup. Rebuilding an environment can be extremely painful and really be a threat to business continuity for your business. With online backup, your data is immediately available, so you can recover your snapshot of your data instantly from any other PC anywhere in the world at any time. It doesn't have to just be in the case of a catastrophic loss of data. It can be for access and share, as we'll talk about in a little bit. And then, in the interest of time, I'll speed through the rest of these points. Access to data. So generally, tape and disk-based backup arrays are the domain of the IT department only, whereas with online backup, all of your users can access their data. So you've got delegated user recovery. Anybody in the firm can access their data instantly. It doesn't have to go through IT, which brings about yet another cost reduction. And then this final point, which is the cost and the economics of tape backup. Just to put some numbers to that, I know we've got a financial audience today. Here's an example we took from one of our customers who moved to us, this is a 10-person business that they were backing up using a pretty traditional tape solution. I can dwell on the details, but I won't. Ask any questions if you've got them. But the total capital expenditure that was associated with the tape-based backup solution they deployed was $6,146 in year one. Contrast that with what they spent with us, $1,000 to do the same thing. So 16% of the cost, and yet a far greater level of service. So with that tape backup, you still had all the issues that we were talking about: no encryption, no very poor coverage, very significant costs associated with the labor to run the solution, significant costs associated with IT to deploy, manage, test it, and then actually run recoveries. So the cost factors associated with the labor of traditional backup technologies, some people estimate is actually up to 100% of the capital cost. The numbers can get a bit fuzzy, so in this cost example, we haven't costed that in. But the labor cost associated with running a tape backup solution, conservatively, you can probably allocate 20 to 30% of what you're going to spend on capital equipment to the labor cost. So that probably loads the true first year cost here from $6,000 up to $8,000 or $9,000. So depending upon how you frame up that comparison, online backup can be as affordable as being a tenth of the cost of an analogous tape-based backup solution. And then you still, looking at what we do with SOS's cloud-based backup solution, you still get all the constituent elements of a comprehensive tape-based or disk-based backup solution that is properly supported by IT staff, but it's all abstracted away and run by us and hosted for you out of the cloud, so that the software, hardware, service, and support are provided to you in one easy-to-manage subscription. All right, so let's turn now and actually look at some of the key features of SOS's product technology. For our accounting customers, what we've developed is a solution which is based around our core infrastructure and our software, but then adds in additional elements that are crucial to really getting the most out of your investment in this type of technology for CPAs and accounting firms. So part of the solution that you get from SOS with our CPA solution is a comprehensive disaster recovery plan. Now, various regulatory regimes actually require you to have a formally written disaster recovery plan. Certainly, if you get caught up in SOX, or if you're holding SOX relevant data for clients, you've got to have a formal written disaster recovery plan. That's something we'll do for you. And that comes with a full risk analysis and DR solution design from our Blue Sky team, which is our professional services organization. And that's all provided to you free of charge as part of your service with SOS. We also provide you with client protection licenses. What this is a bundle of licenses that you can give to your clients to protect their data. So various customers of ours, there's really two ways to approach these client protection licenses. Some of our customers will just give them to their customers and just build that into the array of services that they're providing their clients. Other accounting firms will in fact charge their customers for it, and we can even brand that solution. So if you've got, for example, just to pick on some people, Mark Todd, CPA, for example, or Richard Meggs, or Bill Hullum, you can brand this to your accounting practice and actually provide those client protection licenses to your customers so that they can back up using your branded service, or it could just be SOS branded. And that's a powerful element, I think, of the service that we provide to our accounting customers. The Blue Sky deployment here on the bottom left, Blue Sky is our professional services team. So this is a team of elite support engineers who will be available to you 24 hours a day. They'll actually remote into your computer with remote desktop technology, analyze your environment. They are the team who are responsible for putting together the risk analysis and the DR solution design for you. But they'll actually walk you through every step of the way. They'll install the software. They'll analyze what data needs to be backed up. They will run that backup for you. They'll monitor that backup and provide you with reporting. So it's an end-to-end solution, extremely high level of white glove service for you and your firm. We've got training as part of the solution as well, so that if you want your internal resources to be trained on the technology, it's free access to our comprehensive training programs, and of course then ongoing technical support. So just looking at how the SOS CPA solution works with these client protection licenses. And this is optional. You certainly don't have to use the client protection licenses if that's not something that is attractive to you. But it is very popular among our existing accounting clients, which is that you use our technology not only just to back up your practice as depicted on the top left here, but then actually provide those licenses to your customers so that they can all then be getting the benefit of comprehensive data backup as well. What that then allows is access for your firm in the middle at the bottom, so that you can access your client's financial information in real time if we set it up in that way. So this then provides you with a data ecosystem between SOS's cloud infrastructure, you, your business, and all of your clients. And it's a very powerful, very powerful extension of cloud-based backup. And that's all driven by our secure sharing functionality, so that even if you don't set it up so that your clients are backing up to the SOS cloud, you as a firm can still leverage our secure sharing capabilities for you to be able to deliver work product either to colleagues, to other firms, or back to your clients. So looking at some of the key features of SOS's technology, and I really recommend the best thing you could do is call in and talk to Richard Valdemar, who's our CPA solution specialist, and get a full product walkthrough and demonstration. It's the best way to wrap your head around just what the technology can do. But some feature highlights. Continuous data protection. So the software can monitor any particular file and back up that file constantly. If the file changes, the system will detect the change, immediately back it up. Unlimited computers. So with the subscription you get from SOS, it doesn't matter if you have 50 computers in your accounting practice or if you're a small shop and you have 3. You can back them all up with our software. You can see there in that screenshot that particular user's got about 6 PCs being managed. Global roaming access to data. So this is part of our secure access functionality, where you can get real-time access to your data anywhere in the world using a web browser, using an iPhone, or with our new BlackBerry application. Free integrated local backup. So we've never nickel and dimed our customers when it comes to software licensing. Other backup technology vendors will charge you for different modules. So a CDP, continuous data protection, license would cost you an additional X dollars. A local backup module will cost you another X dollars. Whereas with SOS, it's all bundled into one comprehensive solution. So you can still back up locally to tape or disk or whatever other device you want to back up locally using our software, as well as having the benefit of the comprehensive cloud backup. In the interest of time, I won't go through all of these, but I'll focus down at the bottom at the unlimited versioning and unlimited archiving, because these are particularly relevant features for CPAs and for accounting businesses. Our software, quite uniquely, will store every version of every file if you want it to. So we have a lot of businesses who use our software as really document management systems to protect their financial data. This is particularly useful for your clients, so that as their business databases are changing every single day, we can store an unlimited history of that. So when you're working with your customers, you can easily roll back to get the financial information as it looked on March 14 last year, for example, or the year before or the year before. We have customers who've got up to 5 years worth of data in our system, which is very powerful. And then also archiving. So the solution's got a built-in archiving technology, which means that even if you're not retaining data on site, so even if you've purged data from your data storage there on site in your practice, you can continue to archive that content as long as you want in our cloud until you decide to remove it, which is, again, a very powerful feature. We've talked about our Blue Sky support team, but this is really crucial. And our professional services team are core to our message of we're the backup experts. Let us take over your disaster recovery planning and deployment and management so you can focus on your business. And then we've got some slides here on our technical infrastructure, which may be interesting to some people, and I'll talk to these in more detail if there are questions on those topics. But in general, you can see here our 7 data center points of presence around the world. Our data center grid has been running for well, nearly 10 years now. We support more than 100,000 new accounts coming onto our grid every month. It's a global network of data protection facilities, which is really unparalleled among all the online backup suppliers. So, why work with SOS? Well, I hope from the presentation it's clear that our technology truly is best of breed and represents a completely new level of backup service over traditional backup solutions like, for example, tape and disk. With our continuous data protection and multi-site replication, the mobile access and recovery, it really is a paradigm shift in the way you protect and access and share your data. From a cost standpoint, the SOS solution almost certainly represents significant savings over whatever type of backup solution you are using today. So in nearly all of our direct customer scenarios, we look at a total cost of ownership that could be as much as 70% lower than what you're currently spending. From a delivery and support and infrastructure standpoint, we just simply can't be matched. And you can work with Richard to learn more about our Blue Sky support offerings. But when it comes to training, infrastructure, technical support, account management, even having us do the deployment and disaster recovery planning and management for you, there's nobody in the industry who can touch us when it comes to customer support and infrastructure. And then the client protection license program, a very powerful thing for you to be able to offer this as a value-added service to your accounting clients. We're not aware of anybody else in the industry who does this, and so it becomes this solution becomes not just about protecting your business's data and your practice's data, but also the data for all of your customers, and opens up new channels for you to securely interact with and manage the data of your customers, which is extremely powerful. All right, so that concludes the presentation component of today's webinar. If we've got any Q&A, Richard and I will both be here for another 10 or so minutes to answer any questions. So what was that, Richard? Yeah, that's great. And on the screen, for those of you who are out of time, Richard's number is 310-878-2659, or if you call into our sales operation here in Los Angeles, you can ask to speak to Richard Valdemar. Also, his email address is on screen, richard.valdemar@sosonlinebackup.com. And so our special offer for people who attended today's webinar is that if you attended this webinar, if you purchase in the next week, that will in fact double the amount of storage provisioned into your account. So it's a terrific offer, and really we're doing this to encourage people to use our solution and to start to use it, even if it's for just part of your practice or for some of your clients. So I hope some of you take advantage of that offer. Do we have any questions? Oh, to ask a question, in the GoToWebinar software, there's a small, I think it's just a question mark icon that you can click on, and then you can type any questions that you might have into the system. Well, if there are no questions, as I said, we'll still be available here for the next 5 or 10 minutes, but please call in and talk to Richard directly. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate people taking time out of your busy schedules to come and listen to these. We'd appreciate feedback. So if you've got any feedback on the presentation or any questions that come to mind afterwards, please don't hesitate to email Richard directly. Again, that's richard.valdemar@sosonlinebackup.com. Valdemar is V-A-L-D-E-M-A-R.